All right, once again to review tonight's starting lineups. First for the 1-0 Calgary Dinos, coached by Sarah Besselink in her first season. In the lineup tonight, number 2, Cindy Milam, fifth year, 6'1" forward from Regina, Saskatchewan. Number 10, Christine Giraldo, second year, 5'8" guard from Montreal, Quebec. Number 11, Amélie Collin, fifth year, 5'9" guard from Rimouski, Quebec. Number 12, Pollyanna Story, fifth year guard from Edinburgh in the UK. And number 21, Lilia Skumatova, fourth year, 6-foot guard from Grimsby, Ontario. Calgary wearing the white uniforms with red trim. Lethbridge controls the tip in their black uniforms with white and royal blue. In the starting lineup tonight, number 8, Cameron DeClerc, fifth year, 5'9" guard from Raleigh View, Alberta. Number 7, Piper Dobbelstein, fourth year, 5'8" guard from Edmonton, Alberta. Courtney McKee missed that three-pointer. Fourth year, third year, 5'9" guard from Sterling, Alberta. Number 14, Abby Stonehawker, fourth year, 5'10" forward from Raymond. And number 13, Mari Matsuli, second year, 6-foot forward from Edmonton, Alberta. As Story launches a three, too strong. And that's tracked down by McKee. The Horns are coached by Dave Wachnuck in his 8th season. Giraldo with the steal. Gets it over to Skumatova. And blocked down low by Matsuli.
Did you record that as a block, Marty?
I did.
She's well on her way to be the season leader. Last year, season leader was DeClerc with 5. So any
shot blocking
in that area
is definitely a welcome sign for the Pronghorns. Giraldo, again, led the Dinos last night with 21 points. And there's a turnover the other way for the Dinos.
Good job, McKee, to move her feet there, cut that angle off and force the Dino player out of bounds.
See the full court pressure here from Calgary.
Yeah, not super aggressive, but it's enough last night to cause the Pronghorns problems.
McKee driving baseline, got a step, kicks it out. Dobbelstein up top for DeClerc. Long three-pointer on the way, off the side iron. Giraldo rebounds. Story, skip pass for Skumatova for 3. That's in and out, and Stonehawker had a hand on it, but it went to Story, who throws it out of bounds. So 2 turnovers for the Dinos now. Yeah, a little ragged here in the first minute and 18 seconds. It's kind of like last night, Travis. These teams, Calgary just scored 15 points in the first quarter, Lethbridge with 13, and then they got a little bit more composed from there. It is opening weekend here for these two teams in Canada West play. And whether you're a first-year player or even a fifth-year player, there are some butterflies to contend with. McKee, sheds the defender, but left the layup short.
Not going to get a better look than that.
Giraldo into the paint.
That was smooth. Yeah,
behind the back dribble. Story challenged on that jumper, and another rebound for Stonehawker early. DeClerc.
This is where the Horns got to take advantage, because Calgary wants to press them in that full court a little bit. So if the Pronghorns can get out ahead of them, they'll get open looks like that one.
Both teams 0 for 4, though, to start this game from the floor. We're still looking for our first points. Over 2 minutes played. Our officials this evening, Reese Haxtell, Paul Roca, and Don Motz. That jumper off the back iron. Stonehawker collects the rebound. And a second turnover for the Horns.
Maybe we could just tip the ball up again. Start
just
over.
A complete reset?
Just reset. Both coaches would go for that right now, I think. Very methodical, both offenses right now in the half court.
Skumatova finds Story, good look, and there's the first points of the game for Pollyanna Story. Averaged 8.4 points last season for the Dinos. Dobbelstein into the front court to the rim, and that's left for Mari Matsuli with the putback. So both teams now on the board. We're all square at 2.
Yeah, Matsuli had a good game last night as well in her 3rd year, so see if she can make a huge stride this campaign.
Yeah, didn't play a ton last year, but now into the starting lineup for Coach Wachnuck and the Horns. Giraldo, baseline drive, finds Milam going to the basket, and she gets it to go. So now the lid is off the rim for both squads. Milam's first points of the night puts the Dinos up by 2.
Yeah, the Pronghorns are hedging that ball screen so hard now. It's leaving the roller wide open.
Clerk We'll have a kick ball. And our first substitutions of the game is coming in for the Pronghorns. Number 15, Asia Wells, third-year 5'10" forward from Regina, along with number 3, Haley Ailman, 6-foot second-year guard from Lethbridge. In for Calgary, number 8, Milika Gaich, fourth-year 5'8" guard from Calgary. As Wells, too strong off the glass, and that's rebounded by Courtney Austin into the game, number 6 for the Dinos. Fourth-year 6-foot guard from Sherwood Park, Alberta.
Nice recovery there by Wells. Get back into play. Tough shot.
And we'll have a travel. So 3 turnovers now for the Dinos. 6:25 left to go here in the first quarter. Both teams went about 9 deep last night. Oh, Gaich got a hand in there. Got the steal. She's got numbers. Story there for an easy 2.
Yeah, that's not really acceptable for the Pronghorns. Nobody hustled back. 4 Dinos on 1.
Dobbelstein. Matuli swings to DeClerc. 5 on the shot clock. Wells finds Dobbelstein, baseline jumper, back iron, rebounded by Skumatova. Horns now 1 for 8 from the floor to start the game. Story finds Skumatova on the cut, and DeClerc with the block shot. Already 2 blocks for the Horns in the game. Dobbelstein, baseline 3, back iron. Wells rebounds and finds Matuli, who's got all 4 points for the Horns in the early going.
Yeah, nice pass from Wells, too. Gathered that offensive rebound, found the open teammate.
Wells, a transfer from Briarcrest College in the ACAC. Story with a hesitation into the lane, and there's our first foul of the contest.
Yeah, the Horns still struggling with that ball screen on the wing. Not really sure how to play it, but Calgary, just a veteran squad. You can tell that they've done enough ball screens over time. The intricacies, who's going to go where.
Foul was on DeClerc, her first. She heads to the bench. Story on the free throw line. Shot 87% last year, makes 1 of 2. And Matuli rebounds into the game for the Horns. Number 1, Ray Wedman, first-year 5'4" guard from Edmonton. And McKee has returned as well. Handoff for Wells, looking to split the D. Being bottled up there by Emma Yarwood, number 33 for the Dinos, who's just checked in. Second-year 6'2" forward from Surrey, British Columbia. On the tie-up, it's Calgary basketball. Also to the game for the Dinos, number 1, Rhea Hafez, third-year 5'7" guard from Calgary, a transfer from the University of Toronto. 4:30 left to go here in the opening quarter. Dinos by 3. Gaich drives and kicks. Hafez from the corner. That's good. First 3-pointer for either squad tonight. And the Dinos are ahead by 6.
Yeah, that was because McKee overplayed in the full court and with the rotations by the Pronghorns.
Wedman into the paint and dished it off.
That would have been a nice play.
Yeah, Matuli was open once again. Stonehawker in for Matuli now.
Where's the offense going to come from, Marty?
Oh, that's a good question. Gaich with the foul for the Dinos, her first personal team foul, number 1. Stonehawker looking to drive into the teeth of the D. Deflected out of bounds. Pronghorns basketball on the baseline with 11 seconds on the shot clock. Mackenzie Henderson entering the game now for Calgary, number 5, first year, 5'6" guard from Kelowna, BC. Didn't play last night, Travis, so getting her first minutes of the weekend. And McKee draws the foul, and she'll get 2 shots.
Yeah, that's how the Pronghorns got going last night as well. They started to get a couple trips early on in that contest to the free throw line, and it got the offense flowing a little bit. Maybe that'll be the case again tonight.
McKee was 5 of 6 from the free throw line last night. Makes the first. That foul going against Courtney Oss, her first personal, team foul number 2. So a good trip to the line for McKee. Now, Milana Sereni, number 14, coming in for Calgary, 4th-year, 6-foot guard from Surrey. And again, she didn't play last night, so Coach Besselink getting a couple players in on the weekend. A little taste of Canada West action.
Especially in the early going.
Hafez, her runner comes up short. Wedman collects the loose ball. Oh, behind the back dribble, and she needs some help. Hafez knocks it out of bounds. If the Horns have this in the backcourt, they'll only have 1 second to get it over the timeline.
This is an instance where they need to throw it to the front court.
Matuli's going to come back in for the Horns, and also coming in number 9, Kayla Karish, first-year 6-foot player from Sherwood Park, Alberta. Actually, they have it in the front court.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Yeah,
they do.
Front court, okay.
Don't have to worry about that, Marty.
Inbounded to McKee.
I like that.
High screen.
Yeah.
McKee again drawing the contact.
Yeah.
That first step from McKee, lightning quick yet again.
I mean, outside of McKee, and it was her in this instance, but the Pronghorns have really been struggling on the perimeter trying to get it into the paint. Calgary's done a good job moving their feet, so we had a ball screen come out for McKee that time, and it opens up her diving to the hoop.
Second personal for Geitch as she heads to the bench. Giraldo coming back in. McKee only shot 61% from the free throw line last year, Travis, and this is a case where if she improves from the free throw line, as she has so far in this early season, a big boon from the Horns because you know she's going to shoot a lot of free throws.
Easy points.
10-8, Dinos ahead, 3:25 left here in the opening quarter. Henderson going against Ailman.
Yeah. It was a bit late, but I would have blew the whistle earlier.
It is Hallie Ailman's
That's
first
one of those
personal.
Instances, a young player, but you got to know the personnel, and you have probably 5 inches of height and another 5 inches of reach on the offensive player in that instance. Step off, don't play so tight.
Hafez baseline drive. And nice runner there for Raya Hafez. Her first points of the night makes it a 4-point Dinos
tough
lead.
Tough close out there for Wedman.
McKee off the high screen. And again, Courtney McKee putting pressure on the Dinos D, draws another shooting foul.
Yeah, and I look over at Coach Besselink, and she's referencing to her team, they got to go straight up, right? They're trying to reach down and hit the ball early. If they just use their size, make McKee shoot over them, they might have more success.
Foul on Yarwood, her first personal, team foul number 4. DeClerc and Dovelstein have returned for the Horns. Matuli, Karish, and McKee remain. Henderson, Giraldo, Hafez, Yarwood, and Sereni out there right now. Offensive rebound, and big first quarter for Mari Matuli. She's got 6 points, Travis.
Continuing her positive play from last night, and again, I really like what I'm seeing from Matuli to start her 3rd year.
Helps the Horns get back within 1. Hafez driving middle.
Yeah, good D there.
Spin. Sereni with a travel, and that's a 4th turnover now for the Dinos.
Yeah, one of the better defensive possessions for sure for the Pronghorns there. Everybody was in the right spot. Everybody moved their feet.
Story and Milam back into the game for the Dinos. Yarwood and Sereni head to the bench. knocked out by Henderson, but Mackenzie Henderson providing a lot of ball pressure here, the first-year player from Surrey.
Pronghorns are just trying to beat her.
Sorry, from Kelowna, BC, Travis.
Trying to beat her straight up. Got to get it over, and they did.
Yeah, just beat the 8-second violation. Matsuli, handoff to DeClerc. 4 on the shot clock, spins into trouble, got the floater to go. Almost seems like the harder the shot difficulty, the better Cameron DeClerc is.
Well, going back to her left hand for that little baby hook there, pretty sweet.
First points of the game puts the Pronghorns up by 1, and that's their first lead of the game. Offensive foul on Milam. Her first personal foul. Dinos now with 5 team fouls, so the Horns will shoot the bonus for the last 1:52 of the first quarter. McKee dribbled into the corner, lucky to get a deflection there. Horns can reset the offense. Ailman coming in for McKee. It's been McKee and Matuli with 11 of the Horns' 13 points so far in this opening quarter. Dobbelstein working baseline, got it out to DeClerc. Milam steps up on defense, kicked up to Ailman. She couldn't stay perfect forever, I guess, Travis. 3 for 3 from downtown last night, but misses her first attempt there. DeClerc getting a deflection. Dinos retain possession on the baseline.
Too tight, don't get too tight.
Milam swings it over Henderson, found Story, who got good position. Didn't convert though.
Yeah, I got lucky there.
Karish looking to attack, and she draws the foul.
Might have been a travel and a carry before that, Marty, but we'll take it.
Kyla Karish going to the free throw line. Played 9 minutes last night, Travis, had a couple points. But her first free throws here of the season.
Good debut, her Canada West career last night.
Milam going to the bench with 2 fouls now for the Dinos. Lilia Skumatova replacing her in the lineup.
This is where she's got to make this so that the Pronghorns can set up some pressure, but she doesn't.
Well, got her own miss though, so the Horns get a reset. Dobbelstein splits the D with the runner. Too strong off the glass, below a minute to go now. Here in the opening quarter, Henderson into the front court to Giraldo. Hafez with the 3-pointer. Story offensive rebound, too strong. Story once again kicks it out. Henderson for 3. Good. Mackenzie Henderson knocking it down.
Big minutes from her.
Gives the Dinos a 2-point lead with 36 seconds left in the quarter. Wide open look for Ailman. This one off the mark. Skumatova tracks down the rebound. About 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock here. Late in the first. And Giraldo will set up the half-court set. Hounded by Dobbelstein. Reverse dribble. Finds Story cutting, but Ailman got a hand in there. Oh, Giraldo picks off the outlet pass. Out to Henderson for 3, and she's good. Back-to-back triples. And a great last minute for the Dinos. Not so good for the Pronghorns, who led by 2.
Well, just a number of tough sequences there for the Pronghorns to close out that first quarter, Marty. And unfortunately, just the Pronghorns had to work so hard to get a 13-12 lead. About a minute and a half left, and 2 tough possessions in a row leads to Henderson 3-pointers, and here we are down 5.
Yeah, 18-13 now after the opening 10 minutes. And the Dinos with that late flurry, spurred by the 2 threes by Mackenzie Henderson. The Dinos shooting 41% in the first quarter. They're 3 of 7 from beyond the arc, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Pronghorns shot just 4 of 15 from the field, didn't make any of their three-point attempts on 5 tries, but they were 5 of 8 from the free throw line. Turnovers a little bit better, Travis, only 5 for the Horns compared to 6 for the Dinos, but the Dinos scoring 10 points off the Horns turnovers, where the Horns could have capitalized with just 2 points on the Dinos turnovers.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just one quarter, but the Pronghorns just seem to have to work so much harder on the offensive end to score the points that they get, and especially if they're not getting live ball stops where they can get out in transition. We didn't have any transition points for the Pronghorns, I don't believe, and again, Calgary with their veteran leadership, they just look a lot more settled, right? Again, the Pronghorns make a nice little comeback, get a 1-point lead, and there's no panic whatsoever. And even Dino's coaching staff goes deep into the bench. Like, no panic, no urgency. We're not going to our starters. We got some first-year players. We're going to see what they can do, and they did a great job.
Yeah, Mackenzie Henderson hitting those 2 3-pointers. Didn't play last night.
Yep.
Giving Coach Besselink a lift here, though, so far this evening, leading the Dinos with the 6 points. Mari Matuli, Travis, 6 points, 4 rebounds to lead the Pronghorns.
Yeah, again, continuing her hot play from last night. I would have thought she would have been in our conversation for player of the game even last night for the Pronghorn side, and just continuing that on today.
So the Horns start the second quarter with the basketball. McKee, DeClerc, Stonehawker, Matuli, and Dobbelstein out there for the Horns. McKee picked up by Story on the perimeter. Got a step and got another shooting foul. McKee's just too quick, especially for a bigger player like Story to contend with on the perimeter.
100%. It takes a while for her to get the matchup she wants. I would maybe even look, if I was Coach Wachnuck, to pull that player up, knowing you're going to get that switch right away. But they worked through the sequence there. They had 3 switches before they got the one they wanted on to Story. And, yeah, there's no way she's going to stay in front of McKee going downhill.
Foul on Story is her first personal. So good start from the line for McKee. 6 of 7 from the charity stripe, trims the lead to 3. Geraldo, Skumatova, Story. Oh, into the game now for the first time for the Dinos. Number 7, Megan Wigsgerber, third year, 5'9" guard from Regina, Saskatchewan. We got a whistle. Foul on the Horns. And that's the first personal on Matuli, sending Amelie Collin to the free throw line. 77% free throw shooter last season.
Didn't do much last night. Didn't hurt the Pronghorns.
She had a couple big baskets though in the fourth quarter to help secure that victory for the Dinos. She is the leading returning scorer on the team at nearly 10 points per game last season. Gets her first points of the night here from the free throw line, restoring the 5-point Calgary lead. McKee, skip pass for Dobbelstein. Kicks it out, Stonehawker swings to DeClerc. High screen and roll. Clerc reverses the dribble. Bottled up, had to get it up on the rim, too strong, and Story rebounds for the Dinos.
Yeah, once again, without that ball screen, it's hard for anybody but McKee to get a shot off.
Pollyanna Story from downtown, set up by Collin. Story a 31% three-point shooter last season, and an offensive foul now on the Pronghorns as the Dinos with their biggest lead of the night ahead by 8.
Yeah, tough play foul on Stonehawker there. She was moving. She was a set of moving screen, but part of that is the speed again of McKee. Just doesn't allow her teammate to get set.
First foul on Stonehawker, team foul number 2. Dobbelstein got a hand in there and creates a turnover on the Dinos, their 7th of the contest. McKee
And I mean, the Pronghorns are just struggling with the length of the Dinos on the perimeter, and nobody but McKee can get past that first wave of defense. So again, the ball. Some good cuts and try to get past that first line of defense.
Yeah, 3 turnovers here in the opening 2 minutes for the Horns. They've only had 1 shot attempt, which they missed. And if McKee's going to get that kind of attention from the Calgary defense, she's going to have people open. But the Horns now just 0 for 5 from beyond the arc, and only 4 for 16 overall from the floor. They're gonna need some shot makers here.
One of the tough things with McKee's game again is she's going downhill so fast. She's not really in control all the time to make those passes, right? It's almost the opposite of DeClerc, who always seems to be in control when she's going downhill, but not a lot of speed.
No changes to the lineups out of the timeout.
Good timeout for Wapnak though.
Story hands off to Colin. She has a 3-pointer, way too strong, and Dobbelstein run over, going for that rebound. Lilia Skumatova with the foul. Her first personal, team foul number 2 on the Dinos.
And you're dribbling through everybody. Yeah.
Going 1-on-2, finds Dobbelstein cross court. Colin recovered though defensively. Matuli flashing high post. Finds McKee. Steps back into a 3-pointer. Front iron. Ball loose. Oh, Dobbelstein and Story colliding. They're calling the foul on Story, or Colin, sorry. Her first personal, team foul number 3.
Needed that one.
Yeah, good look for DeClerc, too strong, and the Horns now 0 for 6 from beyond the arc.
I think Coach Wapnak jinxed it when we were talking to him before the game. Said if they could shoot like they did last night, they could be in any game.
Colin showing her range, knocks down the 3-pointer. She's looking for Matuli, couldn't handle it. Stonehawker finally gets a field goal, the first of the second quarter here for the Pronghorns. Her first points of the game. Still Calgary ahead by 11 with 6:38 to go in the second quarter.
I kind of feel like the Pronghorns need to speed this game up a little bit, and made baskets a great opportunity to bring some token pressure.
Colin with the drive.
That's what Calgary does.
She's got 8 points now.
Oh, you had numbers.
Matsuli spins on the baseline, goes to the reverse, and draws the foul. This is by far the most aggressive we've seen Mari Matsuli. A couple early baskets will give you some confidence. Four team fouls now on the Dinos as Matuli going to the free throw line. She was 1 of 2 last night. Makes the first though. Substitutions as Wells, Ailman come in for the Horns.
Good box out. Oh, overplayed it.
Ailman nearly got a steal. Instead, Giraldo comes away with it. And finally, Ailman does poke it away. Clerk looking for some help. Got it to Ailman. Wells might have been off a foot, but Oss into the game now for Calgary. Driving, trying to finish with the left on the front rim. And we'll have a shooting foul for Courtney Oss. Foul on McKee, her first personal, team foul number 3. Oss a 67% free throw shooter last season. Misses the first. Henderson has come back in for the Dinos. Had those 2 3-pointers at the end of the first quarter, along with Hafez. 1 for 2 for Oss. Her first point of the game. And Dinos matching their biggest lead of the night at 13.
That's the best handling of pressure the Pronghorns have done tonight.
Aylman on the drive, left it
foul.
short.
Yeah.
Oss rebounds.
I think she was fouled. That was a great take on her part.
Oh, great pass. Oh, Skumatova bounces out. Oss follows. And we'll go back to the free throw line. On the front foot right now, the Dinos. The Horns got to flip the script here, Travis. Rims out on the first attempt.
Yeah. Blood. Timeout for blood.
Thanks for the context, Travis.
Yep. Not sure. You know,
yeah, you just can't just yell blood, you know.
Oh, I could be bleeding.
It could be anything, yep. We like a little context as Geraldo checks out. Collin replaces her as she'll get attended to on the Calgary sideline. Loose ball picked up by Collin.
They're just Johnny on the spot with loose balls tonight.
Oss, deep position, rims out. Got the follow, and Courtney Oss showing the hustle.
Yeah. It's too much.
Second foul on McKee. Team foul number 4 with 5:11 to go here. And with 5:11 to go, we will have another timeout for the Pronghorns, trailing 31-18. And it's the hustle plays right now going in favor of the Dinos.
Yeah, I mean, not just hustle plays, but execution as well, Marty. The combination of being in the right place at the right time, balls bouncing your way, but they just methodically picked apart the Pronghorn defense. The token pressure they've applied has really kind of rattled the Pronghorns. They haven't been able to get into their offense with any sort of flow. And then in the half court, the Dino defense has just proved to be too solid, too impermeable for the Pronghorn offensive players to get into the paint.
Dinos with 13 points off of 9 Lethbridge turnovers. Meanwhile, the Pronghorns have capitalized to the tune of just 2 points on 8 Dinos turnovers, and just shows the difficulty they've had other than the free throw line where they've got 8 of their 18 points so far tonight.
I mean, you know, and one of the ways is to shoot over the top of a defense like that, but Pronghorns haven't had any success doing that either tonight, 0 for 7, Marty. So just nothing really going right for the Pronghorns in this first half.
Oss knocks down the first free throw. And a good trip to the line that time for Oss. She's up to 3 points, and now it's a 15-point Calgary lead. We've got Wedman, Karish, Dobbelstein, Wells, and Aylman on the floor. So the first-year players and the transfers coming out here for the Pronghorns. Dobbelstein, the only player that's been in Canada West for a while. Dribbles into a double team and another turnover. Skumatova in the open court. And fouled on that attempt.
Yeah, good recovery there by Aylman to get back on defense, but followed through. Again, don't need to get the block. Just make it a difficult shot and hope for the best.
Skumatova shot 81% from the free throw line last season, averaging 7.3 points per game. Good trip there. Her first points of the contest, and now a 17-point Dinos advantage. Wedman.
Yeah. Don't stop once he beat her.
Yeah. Dobbelstein looking to drive, too strong, and Oss with another rebound for the Dinos.
Yeah, unfortunately, Dobbelstein just hasn't had the touch this weekend. Missed a couple of those last night as well.
Collin drive and skip pass to Oss. That three-pointer finds the bottom of the net. The 6-3 for the Dinos. They're 6 of 11 from downtown in the opening half as they build a big lead here in the opening 20. Karish. And that ball picked off by Henderson.
Oss
running, yeah. And the Pronghorns out of timeouts right now, so they got to figure this out on their own.
Why didn't Henderson play last night? She's killing it.
She's got 8 points here in the first half. That's a pretty nice player to have in your back pocket for the Dinos. Henderson, a first-year player. McKee, Matsuli, and DeClerc coming in for the Horns. It's like Story's coming back in for the Dinos. 3:41 left to go here in the second quarter. The Pronghorns need an answer here. Staunch the bleeding as they trail by 22. McKee gets up off the deck, and that pass off the mark for Karish. 12 turnovers for the Horns. And nothing coming easy in the half court for the home side. Oss finds Hafez. She dials up a three-pointer, short. Oss once again kept it alive for Calgary, and Story knocks down the jumper.
Yeah, we talked last night about how the Pronghorns were able to nullify the size of the Dinos on the glass, but that isn't the case tonight as well.
Yeah, 10 offensive rebounds right now for the Dinos. 11 on the shot clock with a second under 3 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Dinos 42, Pronghorns 18. Horns have scored just 5 points in this quarter. In the game now for the Horns. Number 6, Hayden Van Land, first-year 5'11" guard from Colehurst, Alberta. She's got the basketball, finds McKee. Jumper from the free throw line, rattles in. So just the 6th field goal for the Horns, still a huge hole to climb out of here. That ball out of bounds off the Dinos, so the 9th turnover for Calgary. Horns looking to chip away at this deficit. McKee over for DeClerc, and bad pass there picked off by Henderson. And McKee is going to draw her 3rd personal foul, as Henderson took it right to her.
Yeah, there's no fear in her.
Puts the Horns over the limit with 2:23 left to go here in the second quarter. Henderson can't miss, Travis. 3 for 3 from the field, now 2 for 2 from the free throw line for 10 points. 44-20, the Horns, and McKee checks out. Megan Wigsberger coming back into the game for the Dinos. She replaces Colin. DeClerc. Baseline cut, and Vantland denied by Story. Karish. There's a reach from Oss, and that'll put the Horns into the bonus for the final 2:07 here.
Seems like every possession, all the Pronghorns are doing is just posturing the defense, trying to find somebody that can turn the corner besides McKee and get into the paint, but they really need to move that basketball.
Oss will head to the bench with her 2nd foul, replaced by Sereni. Karish makes 1 of 2. .23 lead for the Dinos. Under 2 to go here in the opening half. Wigsgerber into the paint, pulls up, rims out. Sereni on the offensive glass. Vantland comes down with the rebound. Wedman. For Vantland. Back to Wedman now into the post. And Matsuli couldn't handle that.
Much better possession, though. He got some movement on the strong side. Nice cut there by Matuli. Just couldn't hang.
Seems like they have been able to handle the intensity of the Calgary defense tonight like they did last night.
Which hasn't lacked at all either, right?
Yeah.
Too tight.
Hafez kicks it out. Story for Wigsgerber. Baseline drive. Got into the paint and got the roll. Nice drive there for Megan Wigsgerber.
Tough closeout.
She's got her first points of the contest. Dinos ahead by 25. Approach a minute to go in the half. DeClerc, 6 on the shot clock. Batuli over to Wedman. She's got to put it up. 3 ball on the way. That's good. Ray Wedman with the triple. First of the night for the Horns.
Much needed.
Yeah. They're going to need a lot more now by 22. Under 40 seconds left to play. Hafez misses, but Wigsgerber picks up the offensive rebound. And Alana Sereni fouled as she got another offensive rebound for the Dinos, their 12th of the contest. Second personal on Matuli. Sereni 3 for 4 from the free throw line last season. Played about 7 minutes per game for the Dinos. Makes them both here though. And the Dinos ahead 48-24. They've doubled up the Pronghorns in this opening half. 26 seconds left to go. 6-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Wedman with the step. Too strong. Matuli kept it alive. Karish inside. Couldn't get it to go. Loose ball. Vantland out to DeClerc. And they call an offensive foul on DeClerc.
You know, so many things went right for the Pronghorns on that possession. They couldn't score the hoop, but they got another look at it. Great job by Wedman, and unfortunately just come away with that offensive foul. 2
fouls on DeClerc. 10 seconds left to go here in the opening half. Hafez finds Story flashing to the top. That three-pointer off the mark. Henderson blocked by DeClerc. And a rough 20 minutes here for the Pronghorns.
A rough 10, I'd say, more than anything, Marty. They gave up 30 points in that second quarter.
Yeah. It all adds up to a 48-24 Dinos lead. And the Pronghorns will head to the locker room now looking for something, anything to get back into this contest. It's going to be tough doing as Calgary has been on the front foot all night, Travis, just aggressive on both ends of the court.
Yeah, 100%. They just look like the more polished team in that first half. And, you know, with the Pronghorns did get a couple of sparks individually, you know, later as the half kind of wore on. But I think Coach Wachnock's just kind of looking for answers right now. Maybe a building second half coming here for the Pronghorns, Marty.
Yeah, we're going to step aside for halftime, or we're going to have some Indigenous dancers, singers, and drummers entertaining the crowd here at the Co-op Center. And you can watch right along as well on Canada West TV. We'll be back for second half action between the Dinos and Pronghorns on Canada West TV. It's too good to not get a mention in the previous.
Got added last week, though, Mark.
Welcome back to the Co-op Center for Sport and Wellness. Canada West basketball between the Calgary Dinos and Lethbridge Pronghorns. We are at halftime with the Dinos leading 48-24. Marty Vasita, Travis Grindle on the call. Thanks for tuning in on Canada West TV. Your point kind of before we took the break for halftime, Travis, the big second quarter for Calgary, the turning point in this game, scoring 30 points in that second quarter to blow this game open and take a 24-point lead into the half. It was actually the last minute of the first quarter as well, Travis, where the Horns were up 13-12. Then a couple of turnovers and three-pointers from Mackenzie Henderson to close out that first quarter to give Calgary a lead by 5, and then they just ran away here after the second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't much that went right for the Pronghorns on either end of the court, and Calgary's offense was just surgical and cutting up the Horns. They didn't do anything special. They got a lot of offensive rebounds, and they hit their shots, and that's an easy recipe. They also hit, I think, 11 of 15 free throws in that second quarter. So they went to the free throw line a ton. So just, and again, a young squad for the Pronghorns, a lot of new faces that are trying to mesh together. They had a fairly successful night last night, and I think Calgary just learned a little bit more within that 24-hour span how to play the opposition, and have completely shut down the Pronghorns at this juncture.
Dinos shot 43% from the field. They made 6 of 13 three-pointers. That's a great clip at 46%. Did make 12 of 16 free throws as well. As for the Pronghorns, just 7 of 27 from the field for 26%. Only made 1 of 8 three-pointers. They were 9 of 14 from the free throw line. Turnovers again creeping in more in that second quarter, Travis. They had 15 in the first half, and that led to 23 points for the Dinos. The Dinos also dominating the glass, up 10 rebounds overall, and they had 13 offensive rebounds as well.
So let's go over what went well last night. What are the things that the Pronghorns did last night to hang around tonight? They neutralized the glass. Calgary didn't have an advantage on the glass last night, and they had a problem with turnovers. Fast forward to tonight, same thing. They had 10 turnovers in that quarter, Marty. That's 40 in a game. Yeah. That's way more than what Coach Wachnuck wants, obviously, and also having those problems on the glass. So just combination of a lot of problems, and here we are with a 24-point deficit.
Leading scorer in the first half off the bench, Mackenzie Henderson for the Dinos. Did not play last night, Travis. She hasn't missed so far tonight.
They were saving her for tonight.
Yeah, 3 of 3 from the field. She made a couple of three-pointers. She leads with 10 points. Story with 9, Colin with 8. Leading the way for the Horns, Courtney McKee with 9, Mari Matuli with a 7. Dinos starting the second half with the basketball in the white. Geraldo, Story, Colin, Milam, and Skumatova on the floor for the Dinos. It's McKee, Stonehocker, Matuli, McKee. And an easy basket there for Amelie Story.
Yeah, nice start. Again, surgical on that offensive set.
Yeah, Dobbelstein, DeClerc,
nice
McKee,
pass.
Stonehocker, Matuli. Dobbelstein with the baseline drive and gets it to go. So her first points of the night. But the Horns down by 24.
Might be your first points in and around the basket this weekend, actually, Marty. You're really fighting at the rim. Play off her.
Skumatova. Yeah. Looking to drive with the left hand. Got it on the window, too strong. Stonehocker rebounds. McKee on the push. Hesitation. Looking for help. Kicks it out for Dobbelstein. She got a step, and back-to-back buckets for Piper Dobbelstein.
Lid's off now for Dobbelstein a little bit.
Averaged 9 points last season for the Pronghorns. Oh. Geraldo kicks, Skumatova for 3. In and out. Nice weak side rebound from DeClerc. Pushes into the front court.
Yeah, you get a live ball defensive rebound, and you can get out and run a little bit.
Matuli for McKee. Drives into it 3 Dinos and doing what she did well in the first half, drawing a shooting foul.
A nice little energetic burst from the Pronghorns coming out of the locker room, Marty. You can see the difference, though, when you get a stop on a defensive end, you can get out and run, transition. Now the defense is a little bit not set yet, and much more success.
McKee 8 of 9 now from the free throw line. That foul was on Colin. Her second, team foul number 1. McKee has only hit 1 of her 6 field goal attempts, but living at the line, Travis, 9 of 10 now. She leads the Horns with 11 points. 50-30, Dinos in control. Story launches a 3 ball. Bottoms for Pollyanna Story. It's her second 3-pointer of the night. McKee, hesitation dribble, looking for a pass. Dobbelstein kept it alive momentarily, but taken away by Colin. So we got a pileup on the other end of the floor. Story out of control. That's judged to be off the Pronghorns, so Dinos retain possession with 18 on the shot clock.
Yeah, tough sequence there for the Pronghorns. They're actually just beat up a little bit, I think, all the way down the court.
Giraldo off the inbounds, found Skumatova, back to Giraldo. She had the big third quarter last night, Travis.
The mid-range jumper of hers is pretty sweet.
Just her second basket of the night. She's got 4 points. Dinos regained their 25-point lead from the half. Stonehawker down low for Matuli. Skip pass to Clerk. Didn't handle it cleanly, and she's having difficulty with the handle. Turnover Pronghorns. Giraldo into the front court, looking for the high screen from Milam. Got ahead of steam, drive and kick. Skumatova, 3-pointer rims out. Stonehawker traps it down. She's got 4 rebounds in the contest. Good screen by Matuli. The floater, though, from de Klerk, short. Giraldo lead pass for Skumatova.
Oh, took that one in the face.
Yeah, Matuli went straight up and got a little business from Skumatova. Emma Yarwood into the game for the Dinos, replacing Milam. Asia Wells in for the Horns, as Matuli will get a breather after taking a knock on that drive.
Shot clock reset.
McKee, double team comes, and a little too aggressive there from the Dinos.
I feel like if the Pronghorns played, go ahead.
Well, I'm trying to hear Andrew here. I think that's her third personal. She's heading to the bench. Team foul number 2.
I feel like if the Pronghorns played the Dinos again later in the season, they'd be much more prepared, especially for that full court press, and just they would manage that a lot better.
Key with a step. Good help defense there from the Dinos, forcing a tough shot. Milka Gaich into the game with the basketball, kicks it out. Story launches a 3. It's got a nice stroke, Travis.
Yeah, it's a bit of a knuckleball, Marty. You know, there's not a lot of rotation on it, but obviously she's made 3 already tonight.
Biggest lead of the night now at 28 for the Dinos. De Klerk got to the basket, left it short. Story collects the rebound, and Skumatova leaking out in behind the D. And Liliana Skumatova with an easy basket, her second of the game. 30-point lead Dinos all the way to the basket, left short by Dobbelstein.
Yeah.
Gaich up for Hafez. One-handed push shot goes in, and we got a timeout on the floor. 5:44 left to go here in the third quarter. Dinos running and gunning now, up 62-30.
Yeah, once again, you know, I think the Pronghorns came out carrying a little bit of momentum, a little bit of energy out of that locker room. They were ready to go. Did a good job just kind of, showing a bit of a burst there. Not obviously to get back into the game, but to make it a little bit more competitive. And unfortunately, I think Calgary just said, okay, enough of that. Here we go again. And execute. Here we are.
Yeah, they started off the quarter on a 12-6 run here.
Yeah.
So early in the season, again, the Pronghorns got a lot of new faces, also players playing more minutes like Matuli coming into the starting lineup. What are the things that Coach Wachnuck and the coaching staff are going to stress here in the last 15 minutes or so of this game?
Well, it's obviously the easiest answer to that, Marty, is who's going to be resilient, who's going to keep battling, right? And I thought that, again, coming out of the locker room, that first shift, everybody did their part. Dovelstein had a couple good moments. McKee, again, had a couple good moments. Matuli got a couple rebounds. Stonehawker got a couple rebounds. So, they did a good job of, I guess, coming out of the locker room, showing that energy, showing that resiliency, but then they got punched in the face yet again. In Matuli's case, literally. And now, and Calgary's just relentless. They're showing pressure, still up 32.
Wedman is into the game, as is Aylman and Bantland. So Stonehawker, the only vet out there right now for the Pronghorns. Drive and kick. Wedman steps back into a 3-ball. Good. That's her second, Travis, from downtown. So Ray Wedman with a couple 3-pointers for the Horns off the bench.
Well, another good example, Marty. You're down 30. You're obviously not going to win this contest. So let's see what we got.
Yarwood on the offensive glass couldn't control, and Wedman comes away with it.
Oh, I thought she was going to pull that.
Aylman back to Wedman. Off the high screen from Stonehawker. Bantland on the wing. Drives and kicks. Stonehawker just inside the 3-point line. Drops it. Stonehawker's first field goal of the evening. Still, the Dinos had 62-35 with 4:35 left to go here in the third quarter. Geitch off the high screen. Looking inside for Yarwood. Couldn't get her feet set, and Stonehawker clears. Wedman ahead for Aylman. Handoff back to Aylman. After making all 3 of her 3-point attempts last night, she misses that one. Stonehawker, though, on the reload. Too strong, and Courtney Austin to the game for the Dinos with the rebound. Geitch with the crossover. That'll be a foul on Wedman. Team foul number 1 for the Horns. That's her second personal foul.
I like, again, some of the things that Wedman did, even on that sequence, pretty positive, I think, and some things to build on for sure.
Karish and Matuli into the game for the Horns. So some extended play here now for the newer Pronghorns. Got a little crossed up on that defensive rotation, and Oss takes advantage. He's got 7 points off the bench for the Dinos, leading 64-35. Wedman with the little bit of room there, turned the corner, draws the shooting foul.
Yeah, I thought she actually drew a foul just on the penetration alone that the refs might have missed, but rewarded her at 2 free throws.
Foul on Geitch, her second, team foul number 3. So Wedman to the free throw line for the first time tonight. Knocks down the first. Wedman, the first-year 5'4" guard from Edmonton, Alberta. Converts from the free throw line. Now up to 8 points. Providing the defense against Hopez.
Yep.
Yarwood finds Austin inside. Nice pass for Collin. Too strong, rims out. Bantland controls the rebound for the Horns. Wedman. For Karish.
Nice.
Back to Karish. Looks to drive and loses the handle. Collin. Over for Hopez. Now Colin setting up the half-court offense. And we got an offensive foul as Yarwood going to the basket.
Just
Takes
clear
the
the
foul.
path.
Second personal on Yarwood. Team foul number 4 with 2:57 left to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, in the old days, we called that the wedge. Just run the wedge.
Flying V almost.
Yeah.
Haleman for Vantland. Now Matuli looking to go baseline.
Nice pass.
Yeah, drops it down. And Mari Matuli, by far her best game as a Pronghorn. Setting up Ailman for her first points of the game. Still, the Horns down 64-39. Yarwood with a long jumper rattles it home. Her first points of the game.
Nice confidence there, too. And if you're 6'2", they're going to give you that. You're going to have that all night. Nice cut.
Yeah, Wedman to Karish. Surrounded by Dinos. And it's Dinos basketball. Alana Sereni coming into the game for the Dinos, replacing Courtney Oss. Dinos outscoring the Horns by just 3 so far in this quarter, so much better from the Horns.
Yeah. And
Just
again,
a huge mountain to climb, though, coming out of the halftime break. Sereni from the Canada West logo off the iron. Ailman rebounds. Matuli double teamed, and we got a tie up. Horns have the possession arrow. Calgary really knows where that pass is going. The Horns need a counter to that.
and that's on the point guard to be aware. You throw a fake pass into that high, the high post, and then a flare screen over, or a flare pass over the top.
Vantland.
Nice take. Good edge there.
Matuli looking for Wedman. Ball deflects to Karish. Inside to Matuli. The hook shot, too strong. And Sereni rips away that rebound from Wedman.
Wedman's just a pest in the three-quarter court.
Yep, she's showing a lot of heart here tonight for the Pronghorns. Another three-pointer from Sereni off the mark. Another rebound for Ailman. Gets it to Wedman as we approach a minute left here in the third quarter. Ball knocked away by the Dinos. Gonna call a kick ball. So the Horns will get a side out here with 14 on the shot clock. Again, it's Ailman, Vantland, Karish, Wedman, and Matuli on the floor right now for the Horns. Matuli, the only starter out there, so the second unit getting an extended run here in the third quarter for the Pronghorns. Matuli again drives and kicks. Vantland sets her feet off the mark. That didn't get any rim, so 24-second shot clock violation. Still, process was good on that possession for the Horns.
Yeah, I mean, again, the ball's moving a little bit more than it was in that first half, Marty. Back either side to side, or getting a little bit more downhill from players other than McKee, who's not on the court, obviously. So this young group is showing a little life.
Hafez driving baseline, and Wedman knocks it out of bounds. God. Ray Wedman, quite a game so far tonight, Travis.
Yeah, impressed both ends of the court right now.
Inbounded to Yarwood.
She hit that one shot. Now Matuli's playing her a little bit different.
Hafez for three, in and out. And there's Sereni on the offensive glass for the Dinos.
Yeah, that's tough. Vantland missed an assignment on that box out.
Shot clock is off, 10 seconds left to go. Long three-pointer from Wedman, front iron. And Yarwood tracks it down with 5 seconds to go. Colin at half court, over to Hafez with 1 second to go. Good! Raya Hafez beats the buzzer. And the Dinos just keep rolling along here. Now leading 71-39 after 30 minutes.
Yeah, once again, the Pronghorns had to do everything right to just show a little life, Marty, and it just seems like Calgary has an answer on every turn.
And now a 32-point lead for the Dinos, leading by 24 at the break, but still, as we said, talked about in that third quarter, a lot of minutes for some backup players. Ray Wedman, obviously we talked about her, but just getting acclimated, whether you're coming from ACAC or straight out of high school, the level of play in Canada West, especially against a really deep and diverse Dinos team, that's going to serve this Pronghorns team well down the road.
Yeah, no question, and it's the physicality, Marty, more than anything. At any level, if you go up one notch, just the physicality alone is an adjustment, and I think for all of these new players wearing the Pronghorn blue and white, they just need to mentally prepare themselves for it, and you can do that, but then until you're actually in the trenches and actually taking on the battle, then it's kind of eye-opening yet again. So for the Pronghorns, this is a good learning experience. I think Coach Wachnock obviously is not going to be happy with the overall performance, but I think there's some things that he's going to be happy with individually by some of these players.
Yeah, the Horns had just 5 or 7 field goals coming into the third quarter. They made 5 in that one, so almost matching the amount of field goals they made in the opening 20 minutes. So as we start the fourth quarter, Dinos basketball, they've got Story, Giraldo, Milam, Gaich, and Skumatova on the floor. It's McKee, Wells, Doubelstein, Stonehawker, and DeClerc out there right now for the Pronghorns. Dinos, the preseason number 4 team in the coaches' poll. Pronghorns coming in at number 11. Story for Milam. Hands off to Skumatova from the free throw line. Pull up, rattles home. That's 6 points now for Lilia Skumatova.
All those reserves did an adequate job in that third quarter, at least in terms of carrying the play or the energy. So now it's up to the starters to kind of do the same.
Wells from the baseline off the mark.
But a good find there by DeClerc.
Handoff for Giraldo. That jumper off the mark. Story battling for the rebound, but Doubelstein comes away with it. Swung over to Stonehawker. Hand off to DeClerc. She's open for 3. Well off the mark. McKee finds the loose ball. Driving. And draws another shooting foul for Courtney McKee. Might be among the leaders in free throw attempts this
After
season.
weekend number 1.
It's 4 fouls now on Milika Gaich. Just the first team foul on the Dinos here in the fourth quarter with 8:51 left to go.
Well, if you wanted some free throw practice, Courtney, you got it.
Lane violation.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
So make it 10 of 11 now from the line for Courtney McKee, leading the Pronghorns with 12 points. Gaich hounded by McKee. Gets into the paint. Oh, nice pass for Milam going for the reverse, but Stonehawker played it well. Stonehawker pulling up from the free throw line, in and out. Milam clears. As the pace picks up here in the fourth quarter.
Back and forth we go.
And Story throws that one away.
Passed it to herself before that.
12 turnovers for the Dinos. They've done a good job taking care of the basketball. And a foul in the backcourt on Giraldo.
Tough to stop McKee with a head of steam like that.
First personal on Christine Giraldo. Second team foul. Bounded to McKee.
Nice move.
Crossover. And a good feed for Wells. Courtney McKee breaking down the D. And Wells finishing it off. Asia Wells' first basket of the game. Still the Horns trailing by 30.
Just had to throw that in there, eh?
Got to update the score every once in a while. Story, clean look at three, off the mark. Stonehawker hauls in the rebound.
When it goes in, it's pretty. When it doesn't go in, not so pretty.
7 rebounds for Abby Stonehawker tonight.
Nice pass
and
there.
Another one for Wells. Couldn't convert that one.
I think she was surprised she was so open.
Geraldo off the high screen. Ball bounces to Story. Geich.
Good.
And DeClerc gets a hand on it. 3 on the shot clock. Geich has to launch. And Stonehawker clears. So
Good
better
sequence.
here in the fourth quarter from the Horns. Dovelstein with a step. Runner off the mark. Stonehawker offensive rebound. Blocked by the Dinos. McKee looked to have a steal there, but the whistle blows, and that'll be a 4th personal on Courtney McKee. Team foul number 1 with 6:44 left to go here in the 4th.
Well, I mean, if there's one thing that we can take away from this game is that there is no quit in Courtney McKee, that's for sure. She's left it all on the court tonight again.
Haas Henderson and Wigsgerber into the game for the Dinos. Ailman has come back in for the Pronghorns. And well played there by Wells. Couldn't get a handle on it, but disrupted the play, read it well. End out for the Dinos with 12 on the shot clock.
Yeah, and again, you know, coming from the ACAC where she was an all-star, Wells just, you know, it's a step faster here at U-Sport.
And Story with a good post-up move. She doesn't go inside a lot, but effective there.
Well, when you're 6'3",
she's got
go
17
anywhere you
points
want on the court.
Clerk finds Stonehawker on the cut. What was missing in the first half, Travis, when the Clerk or McKee drove, they got the help side to come over, and now the Horns with Wells and now Stonehawker cutting to the basket, getting in position to receive passes. Oh, Henderson is human. She misses a 3-pointer, but there's been Oss. She's been a terror on the offensive glass for the Dinos, keeping it alive for Calgary. Big screen by Story. That one rims out. There's Oss again on the offensive glass. This time couldn't convert. Nailman comes away with it. Clerk dribbles it off her foot. Calgary basketball.
And the difference in DeClerc's play is that when the defense is set in front of her and she can't get downhill, it makes a big difference. But when you get live ball stops on one end, defense comes up, you turn the ball over, whatever it is, you get a good defensive rebound and an outlet, then she's going downhill and the defense isn't set yet. So there's gaps in the defense that her teammates can cut, and she's really good at finding them.
Wedman and Matuli have come in for the Horns. And Wigsgerber hits the deck.
She felt contact and fell.
Foul on Wedman is her 3rd personal foul, team foul number 2. 5:27 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Dinos ahead, 75-45. Got the men's contest coming up between Calgary and Lethbridge at 7 o'clock Mountain Time. Story's jumper comes up short. Dovelstein got right to the basket and got it to go. Nice screen by Matuli. Mari Matuli's been doing some nice things for the Horns tonight.
Adding her mark on a lot of different areas of the game.
Oss kept it alive for the Dinos. Geich from distance, got it to go. Milika Geich with the triple.
They're shooting the lights out tonight.
Yeah, they are now 10 of 24 from beyond the arc. Just under 40% from 3. Dovelstein again with the step. This runner too strong. Rebounded by Henderson. Story launches yet another 3-ball. Offensive rebound. I've said that too many times for the Pronghorns liking. And Story makes the home side pay with another triple.
Another knuckleball.
It's 4 of 8 now from beyond the arc. A team best 20 points for Pollyanna Story tonight. Wedman for Matsuli gets it out to Dovelstein, probing the baseline, picks up the dribble. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Wedman. 1 second. Desperation toss. Comes up short. 3:49 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Timeout on the floor. Dinos leading 81-47.
Yeah, I mean, from everything we've seen, Marty, the Dinos have the makings to be a great team. You know, you add the component of Henderson tonight and her speed, and I know she's a first-year player, but she just adds a toughness or a tenacity that the Dinos didn't really have in the full court last night. Everybody kind of played full court defense, but the speed at which she can go laterally, it's really kind of showing and giving the Pronghorns a tough time.
Yeah, we had Christine Giraldo leading them with 21 points last night. Tonight it's Story's turn with 20. But then you got Hafez and Henderson, who weren't much of a factor last night. Hafez at least played. Henderson did not. They have 10 points apiece. Colin with a nice bounce-back game. She's got 10 as well. Oss with 10 rebounds, 8 points. And of those 10 rebounds, 6 or 7 of them must be offensive rebounds. So they've got that nice depth that you'd love to have. Any team
for
would love
sure.
to have.
Yeah, and overall size. And then, like I said, you had the speed of Henderson that wasn't really there last night, and now you got everything.
So out of the timeout, it's Hafez, Yarwood, Sereni, Wigsgerber, and Henderson on the floor for the Dinos. McKee, Matsuli, Karish, Wedman, and Vantland on the floor right now for the Horns. Yarwood working in the post. Yeah. Matsuli, good post defense there for the Horns. Karish, 45 extended. McKee on the drive with the runner, too strong. Rebounded by Henderson. 3:15 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Nice clinical game here for the Dinos in their season opening weekend in Lethbridge. Wigsgerber under duress with 2 on the clock, had to get it up, rolls off the rim. Nice rebound inside by Vantland. We got a tie-up. Pronghorns have the possession arrow with 8 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Have a sub for the Horns. Amelia Roberts, number 5, coming into the game for the first time this weekend. First year, 5'10" player from Alhambra. No.
I know a lot of towns.
Yeah, Roberts. Let's see here. She's from Edmonton, Alberta.
Okay. Who's from Alhambra?
Well, that's good. It's de Klerk, actually, Travis.
Okay.
We've got some columns that are a little askew here on my notes. So.
Well, I've been to a lot of towns. I don't think I've ever been to Alhambra.
You've been everywhere, Travis?
Yeah. Me and Willie Nelson.
Karish with the 3-ball. Good.
No hesitation
at all for Kyla Karish.
Well,
she's got 4 points off the bench. The Horns still down by 31, under 2 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. That 3-pointer from Sereni, too strong. Offensive rebound by Henderson. Got it to Yarwood, who got it to go. We'll have a substitution here. As Haley Ailman will replace Courtney McKee, and that'll probably be it for Courtney tonight. leaves the game leading the Pronghorns with 13 points.
Made a living at the stripe tonight. This will be a matchup for the next 5 years, I think. These two.
Wedman and Henderson. Roberts drives and kicks. Vantland got into the paint.
That's pretty slick.
Offensive rebound for Roberts, tied up. And Wigsgerber tying that ball up, and the possession arrow in favor of the Dinos. 1:23 left to go, fourth quarter.
Look at the wingspan on Aylman. It's going to be...
That has been the newcomers, other than Wedman, a lot of height for Coach Locknuck. Players 5'10" or better. Roberts comes away with the rebound. 1 minute to go, fourth quarter. Wedman for three, too strong. And Yardwood tracks down the board. Hafez into the front court. Wigsgerber, baseline drive, runs into Roberts, and they play on. Aylman with 30 seconds to go here in the fourth. Back cut, nice from Bantland, got it to go. Her first points in Canada West basketball.
Good read there. And again, a lot more confidence going on with the Pronghorns.
Ten seconds to go. Inside for Yarwood. Too strong. Battling right to the end. The Dinos take the offensive rebound. Dribble out the clock. Nice trip to the Windy City for the Calgary Dinos as they come away with an 83-52 victory. A huge second quarter where they outscored the Horns 30-11, really blowing this one open. They just maintained the lead here in the second half. The Horns actually outscoring the Dinos 13-12 in the fourth quarter.
It's the small victories, Marty.
Small victories, something to build on for next weekend, Travis. As overall, the depth of the Dinos and the poise they had tonight, very impressive.
Yeah, depth, poise, size, just some veteran experience there. Lots of things that I think the Dinos can hang their hat on. They shot the ball really well. They executed on offense. And then they're just so long on defense that it really gave the Pronghorns troubles. And that's a bad recipe.
And Dinos end up shooting 41% from the field. They were 11 of 27 from beyond the arc for 41%. Pronghorns just 30% from the field. They made only 3 of 17 three-pointers, 24 turnovers. They did do a better job of taking care of the basketball in the second half, Travis. But just 13 turnovers for the Dinos. They also out-rebounded the Pronghorns by 9, including 19 offensive rebounds.
That was a big thing early on that killed the Pronghorns, the second chance opportunities.
Pollyanna Story leading all scorers tonight with 20 points. She added 8 rebounds, made 8 of 15, 4 of 8 from beyond the arc, and then it was Raya Hafez, Mackenzie Henderson, and Emily Collin with 10 points apiece. Courtney Oss with 8 points, 10 rebounds. Courtney McKee leading the Horns with 13 points. Ray Wedman in her first Canada West weekend. A very nice game tonight. She had 8 points, made a couple of three-pointers. And Mari Matuli, your player of the game, Travis. 7 points, 4 rebounds, a couple assists, but doing a lot of little things as well, setting the screens and playing good help side defense tonight for the Horns.
She had her imprint on the game in many facets, and it's, nobody obviously played awesome tonight when you lose by this amount, but I like what I saw from Matuli going forward and what she means. The Pronghorns haven't had a big that can kind of do the things that she does in quite some time, so I'm excited about that.
So we'll step aside the men's contest between the Pronghorns and Dinos coming up at 7 o'clock Mountain Time. It was a close one last night with the Dinos earning a 5-point victory. Expect another good one here.
program has ended.